Uh,
Buffalo in
uh,
the house.
it's time. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Show Me the Money Club with Sergio and myself. Um, oh, what a wonderful day! Yes, you can see I'm down in the Bills. I got Josh Allen right here. They spanked the Titans yesterday. I mean, they literally played a 4-quarter game in 3 quarters, where the end of the third was still 41-7. I'm just like, they're not even playing their starters anymore. No, both sides of the team. So, go Bills.
Bookies lost a lot of money on that one.
Oh,
I don't know.
well, what was the line was ridiculous already, and week 1 against LA, they won 31-10 or something like that. I can't remember the score, but it was right around there. So I can only imagine, next week in Miami what that line could be. Even though
Overpriced.
Miami is 2-0 right now too, so good for
Yeah.
them.
Well,
But
yeah. Lay the points with the Buffalo Bills. There you go.
yep. All right,
Yeah.
so we have
All
a
right.
jam-packing show today with a lot of different stuff. We are going to be talking about lift streak bonuses. We're going to break them down. There's a lot of info that Sergio has been working on here.
I suffered.
And
I suffered
about
badly.
yeah, we got Lyft removing the surcharge. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about these autonomous vehicles and food delivery vehicles, some of the issues that have been going on there, the big hack over at Uber, what that could mean, the FTC investigation. That could be potentially huge. Actually, before we get into anything, did you see the FTC is going to be looking at Twitter right now?
Yeah.
They could face a $5 billion fine if they don't. We'll not get into that, but pretty crazy at that. So we're going to be getting into the FTC and the gig companies. We got an email sent to Sergio with an issue when it comes to some safety and things like that. So we're going to be, kind of going over that email, breaking it down because, personal experience with things going on. Safety is going to be key. A couple of things here that probably could have been addressed differently. So we're going to be talking about that. We also got some side hustles. We want to bring up some different side hustles. We always talk about Uber and Lyft. Let's bring up some different ones. What else can you do?
That's right. I'm joining one.
Yeah, plan B, plan C. And and that's going to be the crazy thing. What did you find? We're going to be talking about that. So it's going to be a pretty interesting one, so stick around for that. But for everybody who's watching, if you're watching live, if you're watching the replay, thank you for joining us. Thank you for hanging out. We do have an audio version of this podcast over on pretty much every platform. So if you want to check that out, you can. If you're listening to it, if you're driving, you don't want to watch the video or anything like that, I understand. So we do have an audio version of this. Go Bills. Yes, MD. Exactly.
Bills
and then
win the Super Bowl.
Let's sprinkle in a couple. What's up?
Bills win the Super Bowl.
I like that. Actually, I texted Dustin last night because he was his team is the Eagles, so they were playing Monday night too, and they were spanking. I forget who even they were playing, Minnesota, I think. And they were spanking them pretty good. So I texted him. I'm like, hey, if let's see if we can get a Bills and Eagles Super Bowl, and then we'll go get tickets and go. So that'd be fun. All right. Well,
let's go. All right. So we got WeZoom in the house. WeZoom in the house. So I did the wonderful article on WeZoom last week. Everybody, please go read it. The guy with the plan B, he's killing it out there. He switched. He's multi-apping. He went from quantity to quality with doing all the quests for Uber to Lyft, showing him the money with Lyft Lux because he tried the Tesla Y. There is a huge DF problem, by the way, going on, Chris. I got 50 emails. What's going on with DF? I'm like, do I look like Uber support? No, actually, I know what's going on.
The other thing too, that's I guess we could open with that real quick, because that's a huge thing. Destination filters are a big problem right now on the Uber platform. I'm not quite sure why. I don't know what's going on, and no, it's not hack related. So everybody who's putting in the comments, because there were a lot of comments that were coming in the last few days saying
everything related to the hack.
Yeah, and no, it's not. It was going on before this. It's just worse now. I mean, it could certain things, certain issues within could potentially come out as they might have to try to reset systems and change things around. So there could be some major issues over the next several weeks, actually, because this isn't going to be something where it's going to be one and done. This hack got the entire system from A to Z. So they are they're scrambling over there. I bet it's going to be interesting to see what happens, and I'd love to know what information. We'll get into that in a little bit.
Well, I have a good friend who's head of global cybersecurity for a payment company. You guys can guess who it is. She lives literally. She's my neighbor. I speak to her quite a bit. She's the leading. She's the head of global security at a payment company. I talked to her quite a bit about it. And so our screenshots will not say that, but I'll give you guys some tidbits of what her thoughts are and how these hackers can actually hurt the system going forward. But, obviously she doesn't work for Uber, but, just like we do driver to driver, global security, cybersecurity analysts talk to each other as well. So, Uber knows about the glitch. They've been known about the glitch for the last 3 months. Actually, this glitch or whatever you want to call it, it started with the last update in July, people. So you can go back and figure that out. Well, this weekend, the DF problems was because of the hack, by the way, because Uber had to reset all their systems. For a couple of days, there was like people would log on and it started with 0 DF at the start of the day, which it shouldn't be. It should be 2. So the hack had something to do with it because they had to reboot the system, to be honest with you. But going forward, the hack had nothing to do with the DF. DF got all messed up since the last update in July, somewhere around middle of July. WeZoom knows about it. We're trying to figure out how to circumvent the BS that the Uber support is telling you guys, saying that, it's a glitch, we're working on it. I'm like, I don't think they're working on it. I don't think it's intentional totally. But that's neither here nor there. So what's our first subject?
Well, before we actually talk about destination filter, let's the issues with Uber's. Lyft has come out with a new type of destination filter, which is really awesome. We're actually going to have a video on that tomorrow, full breakdown of it. I've had access to it for about 2 weeks now. Haven't been able to share it though, but now I can because it's actually going elsewhere. So that's pretty cool. If anybody has that new destination filter, put it in chat. Have you used it yet? What's your thoughts? Let us know. So far, it's pretty good. I like it. Hopefully it's something that you'll like too. But Lyft is, when it comes to area preference, and that's what I'm going to call it. I'm not even going to call it a destination filter. Area preference, Uber versus Lyft. Lyft
it's like a copy of it's like a copy of Lyft's area preference of Uber's copy. But I think this is better. Honestly, think this is better.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's better. So I got to hit on Jay Brook. Jay, you're absolutely correct. That story is going to be bigger than for one little show or one segment. Remember that screenshot I sent you with the fares and how Uber is messing around with the upfront fares? When there's a high surge, the fare is getting cut to like 25 cents a mile. When there's a low surge, they're just messing with it. They're bundling it together now. I know about it. I'm getting a shit ton of screenshots, but I'm waiting until we conclude our test. By the way, thank you for everybody who emailed me who want to participate in the test. Keep please emailing me because I need drivers from all the cities basically who have upfront destination and upfront fares for our test. Keep emailing me and I'm going to start that. It's a bigger project than I thought it would be, but we're going to figure this out. I mean, but that screenshot that I saw pretty much tells me everything I need to know, but I got to do it myself.
The other thing too is not only that, anybody in the Buffalo area, whether that's Rochester, Erie, PA, whatever, if you guys want to drive, take a little bit of a drive and test this out, we can meet up and test this out. Looking for at least 5-6 people just to kind of, get things going on it. We're going to record the whole thing and see exactly what's going on and see what we can come up with when it comes to breaking down this type of new algorithm and upfront earnings, upfront pay, and all that. So maybe we can try to test Lyft side of things too, but definitely Uber. So anybody who's interested in meeting up in the Buffalo area, let me know. Actually, even maybe this weekend, I'm going to be in Chicago this weekend. So anybody in Chicago, if you want to get together and do this
They
test,
don't have it in Chicago, believe it or not. They don't have it in Chicago yet. No, they don't. I have a driver in Chicago who I'm in contact with. They don't have it there. But they have it in San Antonio. They have it in a lot, they have it in Houston. They have it in almost all the major cities in Texas. They have it in, the Carolinas.
I heard there's like 40 markets that have it right now. I'm really surprised though that they don't have it. Wow.
No, not in Chicago.
Nice.
Yeah, but and by the way, that Lyft area preference or whatever destination filter, whatever you want to call it. Look, I got it on my app, and WeZoom, who's also in LA and drives a ton of Lyft, he didn't get it. So I guess they're just releasing that piece by piece as well. So not everybody in LA got it, but yeah, okay,
yeah. Well, at least we're going to be able to talk about it and share it. It's like I said, I've had it for a little bit and was able to test it out. So. Man, dang, that would have been great. I could have gone in Chicago and done the test, but they don't have it yet.
Yeah, that would have been great. But I have like 3 Chicago drivers who want to participate, but then they don't have it.
Well, you could go out. We could go outside the city a little bit, where it's a little quieter, in one of the suburbs. I mean, even I don't know if you want to go as far as like Woodstock, or is it Woodstock, or Aurora or anything, but yeah, no. If anybody wants to meet up in Chicago, get hold of me somehow, because we could do that maybe. So, all right, let's get into Lyft streak breakdown. So, you've done quite a bit of work when it comes to this Lyft streak. First off, what is the reason why you did this breakdown, and what is like the main reason or the main discovery that you've had when it comes to it?
Well, I've been saying this for a long, long time, and we even did a video on it, that it's not a coincidence that when you're attempting to do a Lyft streak, on the third one mostly, but all throughout the streak, Lyft is going to make you work for it. There's no more free money. In the old days, I would set my DF to like 10 miles away, and then I would knock out shorty after shorty. Now the algo has learned that I'm going for it, and they're not going to do it. They're not going to let me do it. Well, they're going to let me do it, like you guys see on the screenshot, but they're not going to let me do it that as easy as before. Before, I could even squeeze 2 streaks in 1 hour, because Lyft streaks are for 1 hour timeline. So this one, it was last week. I had 6:45 a.m. to 7:45 a.m., which is perfect in my area, right? Morning rush hour. I go, I'll knock it out. 3:4:18. I will not go any lower than 3:4:15. Anything less than that, I'm not touching it. But I said, let me do this, and then let's see what kind of BS I'm going to be thrown. Look at this, $56. I finished it. Okay, I finished it. Okay, I mean, I was biting my teeth and tongue and cussing and going all kinds of stuff in my car, and people are looking at me in morning rush hour saying, what's wrong with this dude? Right? But that's not the issue. The issue is Lyft is making you work for it, and not only is making you work for it, it's extending the time that you want to make the money. Like $56 in 2 hours online time, the hour and 45 drive time is nothing special. I used to do $56 in an hour. So now, so I said, I'm going to take screenshots throughout this, because I said, I'm going to do the anatomy of a Lyft streak. So 6:45, my app is on. I get my first trip out of the way, and right at, actually, it was 7 to 8 a.m. So 7 a.m., as you can see, the first streak in the middle screenshot, the first trip comes in at 7:01. Immediately, I get a trip. Well, Lyft sends me a long way away, but then again, this is on my destination filter strategy. My DF was set literally 11 miles away. So, and that's where the morning traffic is. So I was just trying to knock out 3 shorties in an hour, make $30-40 and go home. So what does Lyft do? On the first one, 701, immediate ping, I go get it. $11.57. If anybody knows the rates in LA, it's 80. There's no surge on that one. 80 cents a mile, 12 cents a minute. And that was a long one. It almost took me to my destination, which I'm like, okay, fine. Now I got to adjust the timer on my destination. By the way, people, Lyft has two different DFs. One is a 90-minute timer that automatically times out and only scans for trips exactly towards your destination. The other one is with a timer. You can keep extending, adjusting the timer, and you can work with one DF probably all day long. But I just wanted to get the streak in. So first one is out of the way. The next one, once I finish the first one, the next one they throw me is a scheduled pickup. Second one already. And that scheduled pickup, look where I'm at, by the way. It looks kind of short, but it's not. So go to the next screenshot. You'll see it. All right. So this is the same trip. 15 minutes, 4.7 miles away. This is the second one that's scheduled.
That's from your ping to the actual pickup?
Yep. That's from the ping to actual pickup. So now usually I will never accept this kind of shit, right? I would just let it go and then start another streak. But I go, you know what? I'm going to play the game today. I'm going to take all the screenshots. Long story short, I accept the trip. As soon as I accept it, I take the screenshots on Google Maps. Morning traffic is horrible in LA as it is. And 5 miles away, it's throwing me a trip for the second leg of the streak, right? So I said, I'm going to take it and hope that the switcheroo happens, by the way. You know how the switcheroo happens, right, Chris? But
sometimes it works in your favor, but most of the time it sucks.
Yeah, but when it's in their favor, they will never do the switcheroo. Algo shuts it down, right? You have to go to the scheduled trip. So I bite my tongue. I'm on my way. So halfway there, I take another screenshot. So on the Lyft system, this is simultaneous. If you look at the screenshot, 7:42 a.m., 7:42 a.m. One is on Google Maps. One is on Lyft system, right? It says 6 minutes to pick up Alice, right? Well, hello. Google says it's not 6 minutes, Serge. It's 9 minutes. I'm going like, okay.
People have seen that.
Yeah. So, and then it sure turned out to be 9 minutes. So go ahead. Next one. This is the second leg already. I'm already spent an hour. Okay. Now I'm going like losing my shit here. The next one, I go to Alice. I wait my 5 minutes. As you can see, let the timer go down to 10 seconds. I took a screenshot right then and there. And then Alice is not there. So I spent another 5 minutes waiting on top of the 15 minutes of driving to pick up Alice on a scheduled trip because the algo said, we're going to make you work for this search. I'm like, okay, I'm patient. I'm going to play the game. So Alice does not show up. I call Alice. No answer. I cancel the trip. I get my wonderful $2 out of it. And I'm going like, okay, now I'm about 3 miles from my actual DF. I extend my timer. And before you do, by the way, on Lyft, you guys cannot cancel willy-nilly like Uber. You have to call first because the system detects that you call the number attached to the account holder's phone. And then it gives me these choices now. So cancel a ride. Why am I canceling? Okay, you guys have seen the video probably or read the article about my cancellation rehab school that Lyft sends. So I said passenger did not show, which was the case, right? Okay, so go to the next one. The next one, is the rest of the excuses for your cancellation reason. First one is passenger no show. Second one, passenger set to cancel. Third one, don't charge passenger. I don't know why I would not. Fourth one, not wearing face covering. Fifth one, too many passengers. Sixth, someone in the front seat. I'm not even sure. I think they're allowed front seat passengers these days. So the app is totally out of whack. And the last one is unaccompanied minor. Guess what, people? They removed something that was there for a cancellation reason. That would be, I don't feel safe. They removed it.
No,
so now I'm like, that's not an excuse to cancel.
You know what? Next time, hold on. Next time I go out and I have to cancel on somebody for a particular reason, I'm actually going to scroll through to see if I have that or not. I wonder if they took it away from you because of your rehab school, or if they took it away in general. Because I haven't actually paid attention to that. I've never really clicked that one before.
That's an important reason. I mean, shit, I don't want to, if I'm in a bad area and then it looks like stuff going sideways, I don't want to pick up. You know what I'm saying? But they took that away from the driver now. So I'm going, okay, so I cancel. Okay. And then I do my second trip. It was a shorty, and then can you go back to all the way to the first one, Chris? Okay. So the next one was a nice lady, medium trip kind of a thing. So, $7.45 plus she tipped me $4.40. Okay. And the go all the way to the last one now.
Oh, you're killing me, man.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm looking for my second trip to finish, right? To go on with my streak. Well, they give me this lady, 8 minutes away, Kimberly, whatever it is.
Really
I do that.
12 minutes.
I finished that one. That was the second one. Now I'm on my third one. I extended the timer again, another 10 minutes. And guess what? On the third one, they throw me another scheduled trip. So 2 out of the 3, one was total waste of time of 20 minutes. And the last one was another scheduled trip that they threw. So 2 out of the 3 in the streak were scheduled trips. They made me work my ass off, except that this lady was ready to go. She was on time, very sweet, short, medium trip, 15 minutes, tipped me $4.40, finished my streak, got my $56. But I went through 2 hours of driving all over the place in the valley with a cancellation in between that wasted 20 minutes and finished this streak. What I'm trying to say here is Lyft algorithms have learned very, very, very well now that you are not going to get away with knocking these streaks over and over and over. What they're doing is 2 out of the 3 of, come on now, right? It's morning rush hour. There are rides galore. 2 out of the 3 are scheduled trips of a streak. And one is 15 minutes away. And on the third one, by the way, I picked up the lady. The lady, super nice, tipped me $4.40. I got paid $7.40. It's in the screenshot. Guess what she paid for that trip? 22.
22 out of 17.
And she goes, I always tip 20% already, and 22 and $4.40 tip showed up right away, which was the 20%, right? So with the tip, she paid 22. I got paid $7.40. So take the tip out, 17. She paid 17. I got paid $7.50, $7.40. So she was saying I was the 4th driver that she got switched to. 4th. She goes, every time a driver was close, they would switch it. Every time a driver. So she goes, I go, then what time was your scheduled pickup time? It was 15 minutes ago.
Wow.
And I gave her my card, RideShare Guy card, and she goes, I'm going to text you. And she texted me. She says, did you get your tip? I go, I did. Thank you so much, right? Because the ride had ended. I had my streak. This lady was switched 4 drivers. I was the 4th one to go get her. And so much for her scheduled trip. She was late. I showed up 15 minutes late. She goes, totally, Sergio, it's not your fault. I understand. But why does Lyft do this? I go, first of all, don't schedule trips. Morning rush hour, there are drivers all over the place. When you do scheduled trips, Lyft is going to screw you royally on the price. Don't do it. So I taught her all the game. You know what she needs to do. I go open both apps and price it as a passenger on both sides. And then don't take the first offer they give you. I gave her all this info as a passenger myself. And she goes, thank you so much. She tipped, and she texted me in the afternoon saying, Sergio, did you get your tip? I go, I did. Thank you so much. So my thing is, there is no more easy with Lyft either. It used to be really, really easy. Now they're making you work for it. And 2 hours for $56, $28 an hour. Okay, not too bad. I didn't drive too many miles. I probably drove 25 miles altogether. But the point is, the AI is learning. Just like Uber's they're learning all the time. What is the reason after I finished my first trip, after accepting the first one at 7:01, and I was done with that at 7:25, why would you throw me a 15-minute, 5-mile away scheduled trip? Why? You don't think there are other trips nearby me? Tons of them. So AI is learning. AI is always learning. You're never going to beat these guys. But if you stick it up, don't get frustrated. You'll make, your $60 in a couple hours, and then you'll be fine. But yeah, that was my anatomy of a streak. And now I'm going like, I don't think I'm going to keep doing
you're going to have to do another Lyft streak, right? And that's going to be testing this new area preference
Yeah, I actually am going to do that. Yeah. But you know what? The problem with that is it puts that like circle at the diameter. It could take me like 10 miles north to 10 miles south, or whatever.
Well, you can adjust it. You can do it down. I think it's down to, I think the lowest is 3 or 4 miles. I can't remember.
Is it? Yeah. I'll definitely play with it. If they give me a 3 4 18, I'll definitely do it. I'll definitely do it.
That'll be the follow-up. That'll be like part 2 of this. But it's okay. I mean, not only that, but the other thing that they were doing too, which, that this happens all the time. You'll take, your 2 rides that are normal distance or whatever, and then they'll throw you that curveball that's 25 minutes away. And it's like, if you break that streak, then you don't get it. And they know that. So they're going to take advantage of that. And then not only that, then, you could be rerouted, and it's just it's annoying, and it's a mess. And something like that last rider you were talking about where it went 4 times, how frustrating would that be to that particular passenger?
She was pissed. She was pissed. I picked her up. She goes, thank God you didn't cancel. I go, I'm doing it. You're my third of the leg. I go, I'm doing your trip. Hell or high water.
The question to me is, why would she continue using the Lyft platform and not switch to Uber?
That's exactly what I told her. That's exactly what I told her. Exactly.
I said anything.
Yeah. What was her she said I usually use both, but one time I was going to LAX. It was really early, and she said I scheduled it and I liked it. A driver showed up on time and everything was fine. I go, yeah, but that's at 5 a.m. Then you should probably schedule. But in morning rush hour at 7:30, 8 a.m., there are drivers all over the place, especially I wasn't the only one with the streak, right? I'm sure they put out a whole bunch of streaks in the valley, and then everybody was out there driving. So, but the fact that 4 people, Lyft algo switched 4 times on her until I got there, and she was 15 minutes late. She was truly pissed. And when I told her, as a passenger, these are the tricks. This is what you have to do. I go price it on Uber, go price it on Lyft, and don't take the first offer. Take the second one, turn your app off, price it again. I'll bet you it'll be lower because the first one, they're going to try to stoop you anyway. So I go, she was thankful and she left the tip there. So she paid 22 with the tip, and I ended up with the tip making 11.5 or 12. So Lyft kept 50%. So, I mean, even with my streak, take another 6 out, Lyft still ended up making money. So the algo is also learning that. The algo is learning how to price trips because they know that I'm going for the streak. We're going to pay this guy 18. I got to price these trips differently. So these algos are so good now. They're so good.
Well, not only that, we've talked about the algorithm when it comes to pricing a trip on the driver's side. How they can start at this rate, and then, over time, are they going to go down a little bit, or are they going to go up a little bit? Like, where are they actually going to go? Is this going to be a pay cut that we just don't know about because, time and distance is gone?
I honestly, Chris, I honestly think
that's the other. Yeah, but hold on. On the flip side, we never really have brought up the passenger side of things. And that's one thing I've noticed a lot too is on Facebook, Reddit, and a couple other places, there are a lot of passengers that are going on these places and they're complaining about how high Lyft has become too in pricing. So there's 2 stories that I like took special note of just seeing, because one of them was a 40-minute trip from Orlando Airport, 40 minutes away, and it cost them $115. And then their driver only got paid $39 out of that. And then another one was where he was getting rides for his girlfriend after work to come home. And he, the last week or so, he said that the prices have just gone up, and, they were at this range beforehand. They might differ by $1 or so or whatever. And then the last week or so, it's gone up quite a substantial amount, and it's been sitting there for the entire week too. So that's the other side of the things. Not only are
that's why when we do the test, we need like at least 3 or 4 passengers as well, because I guarantee it, every passenger from the same pickup to same drop off is going to get a different upfront price. I guarantee you. And what their circumstances are, when we had the professor on, we talked about it. I asked him, do you think, I said, every driver and then every passenger has a little file in an AWS server and they price rides accordingly? The guy said, absolutely. Absolutely. They all know their tendencies and they know everything about them. And then the algo learns and throws them a price differently than the next guy. And, to me, it's like, Is it shady? It is. Is it illegal? Well, we're going to talk about the FTC thing, you know, because that could be something interesting coming up. And, you know, by the way, that FTC thing really connects with one of our most watched videos with 60,000 views or whatever that was, you know, the lawsuit video, right? That actually exactly is what's happening here. So,
yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's get to the next thing when it comes to Lyft.
Yep.
And that is Surcharge.
Oh, yeah, I got this the other day. I'm like, okay. All right, whatever. I mean,
so yeah,
well, actually, you know what though? Well, you know what? I'm just going to say one word and then you can take this one over, because 55 cents in LA, okay? In LA, we Zoom. What's LA's regular standard Lyft minimum trip? Is it $2.16 still? I think it's $2.16. No joke.
Damn. Wow, that's
no
low.
Joke. That's including pickup. I mean, $2.16. So with the 55, it was like $2.75 or something like that, right? So they take the 55 away. That's like 20%, right? So if you're doing a lot of those garbage trips, yeah, I guess I guess it's a loss. Yeah, gas prices came down a little bit. So Lyft is doing it. When is Uber going to do it? Probably within a week before or after Lyft did. So as of 28th, people, you guys don't have the 55 cents, but you explain to them what they have to do to get 7% back, Chris.
Yeah. So, I mean, 28th, goodbye. And then, basically what they're trying to do is push you over to this Lyft Direct. So that's going to give you then 7%, but you have to be a platinum driver. So that's the other thing. So people who are, if you're not a platinum driver, if you're, you're not getting 7%. Gold drivers get 3%, silver drivers 2%, and all card holders are getting 1%. So, I mean, if you spend $100 in gas, that's $1 back. That's $1 back. That's less than 2 rides. Or I mean, it's less than 2 rides that you're getting back. Yeah. I saw somebody made a comment that said, well, $7 is going to get, or 7% is going to get you more. If you fill up, that's $7 that comes back for that $100 fill up. Again, that's what?
With that, well, I bet you 50. I bet you 55 cents. If you put $100 worth of gas, I'll bet you can knock out solid 30 to 40 trips with that $100 gas if you know what you're doing. Okay. And that would be like 30 trips, let's say, times 55 cents is $17 and $16.50. With this one, 7% cash back is $7. So who gives a shit, really, honestly? So yeah, a lot of people are going to be pissed about this, but hey, okay, sorry for the bad news. It's gone away, 55 cents. I enjoyed it actually, I mean, why not, right? And to me, it's like, it's pretty bad, but starting September 28th, it says, and I'm definitely, okay, if you guys ask me later on, I'm answering it now. I do not have the Lyft card, and I will not get the Uber debit card either. So I don't
think I'll be, I don't have the plans or the want to, because it's like,
if they don't know enough about me, then they're going to know everything else about me. You know what I'm saying? Where I use it, what I do with the car. I'm like, no, that's okay. That's enough.
Yeah, exactly. So, it just know that that's coming. The 28th, Lyft is going to be suspending that. Uber will probably likely follow soon. We haven't heard anything. If anybody's gotten any emails from Uber saying this, send it to Sergio. Let us know. But other than that, we have not heard anything from Lyft, or I'm sorry, from Uber. Now, the other thing too is I'm wondering if they're going to do this all over the place or in select areas, because I still have not received anything that says the fuel surcharge is coming to an end. I have gotten the thing about the Lyft Direct card, but I haven't received that fuel surcharge yet.
Okay, well, I'm in LA, and a lot of drivers in LA are getting it, got it, and it's gone away. So
I'm pretty much preparing for that too, but I'm just saying, like, I'm wondering if they're going to do it based on area too and suspend it in certain areas, but still have it in other areas.
I mean, mind you, in LA, gas is still $5 a gallon. It's not like we're down to 4 1/4 or 3.75 or something. We got up to 6 and change, and we're down to 5. You can find. Well, actually, I'm going to take that back. I have one gas station that I go to now. It's at like exactly at 5. Everybody else is like 540, 530, 525. So it's not like it has come down like that much that we're losing this 55 cents. So what happens if the gas prices go back up to 6 again? So the drivers are going to eat that, and a month and 2 later, Lyft will reinstate the 55 cents fuel surcharge again. I mean, what's the point of taking it away? You know what I mean? I don't know. So. So I don't know.
I got to shout out the couple people that are saying "Go Bills" in here.
Go Bills.
I'm seeing a couple of things. Go Bills.
So much. I watch real football. People, we have an issue here, so don't hate me for it. I don't want any hate mail. I get so many emails. I don't want to. I watched and my son plays the real football. You guys, the American football thing. I'm not even sure what that is.
It's called soccer.
No, I don't even know what soccer means. So football, we call it football. Use gas buddy.
Well, let's move on to the next topic. This is kind of funny. So, yeah.
Oh my God, this guy says international football. No, bro, there's no international football. Football is football. Okay, so I'm in LA. Everything happens in LA, right? This is La La Land. We're like, I don't even know why I'm stuck in LA with an East Coast attitude here. But
you gotta leave, man. You gotta leave. Yeah. We got to do this show together live. That would be so much
stuck, bro. I'm stuck in the West Coast with an East Coast attitude. I'm stuck.
Back to the East Coast.
Yeah, back to the East Coast. So this little thing, by the way, I figured it out. You know who this is, right? Uber. This is an Uber.
Yep.
No joke. So last week with the Uber CEO, if you guys didn't watch that, we had the CEOs on, Uber and Tony Zhu, Dara, and Travis, and we had all the CEOs on. You guys should check that out. We interviewed the CEOs. So there is somebody killed somebody. Somebody got shot. Look at all those cop cars. Intersection is closed. Shit's happening. And this little puppy with little, Subway sandwich inside decided, you know what? F the cops. I'm just going to go right under the tape, because when LAPD puts tape, by the way, there definitely somebody's dead or a major crime scene. Look at all the cops, all the cop cars, yellow tape. So this guy, this little robot. By the way, this is not autonomous, people. There are people all over the world driving these. Yeah, they're pilots. They're so-called pilots. So I'm pretty sure this pilot was either from India, Philippines, or Mexico. They don't know the rules of engagement with LAPD in LA. So you don't break, I don't give a shit who you are. You don't break police lines for anything, even if it's the burrito is getting cold. You know what I'm saying? So this thing went right under the yellow tape and then crossed the street, and look at those cops looking at it. So I'm looking at all the cops are looking at it. I'm thinking they're all just going to, take the Glocks out and absolutely blow the fuck out of this, because you know what? This could have a bomb in it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, who knows?
Yeah, you don't know, especially when it comes to this. So, I'm surprised that they're this relaxed when it comes to it.
Yeah.
Because they're just kind of standing there. But you see that picture on the right there. That guy basically above the robot. I think he's thinking, oh, what can I get out of that? He's thinking, I'm going to take something out of there. But this reminds me. Do you remember? That the LAPD. Yeah, but that the LAPD has that robot that goes around, right? I don't know if they still do or not. But
no, they do. They do. That's the one that if they go to the bad guy with the robot in case they're thinking the guy's loaded up with weapons or whatever. They go break the windows and the doors and whatever they have. But that thing is like a tank. This thing is garbage.
Oh no! So, I'm talking about the street robot that goes in, like if you have a problem or something, and it's like, oh, I'm sorry,
small one. Yeah.
Beat it.
Yeah, small one. Yeah, they have that small one too. Yeah, but that's like bomb detection and shit like that. So all these cops, and there's a detective there. You can see. So there's a murder scene or there's a shootout. Something serious happened here. But this guy, whoever the pilot for this thing is, he said, well, my food cannot get cold. I got to take my food to the freaking person that's waiting. So hell with the yellow lines. I'm like, this is the problem we're going to have with these things. If this pilot who does not know the local rules and regulations, which is crime scene person, he just drove right through the yellow tape, went under it, went right through the cops, by the way. We didn't put the video up because it was kind of too long. but he went right through it and then followed way down that curb and then, probably delivered the shit. And I'm going like, it was a high school shooting at Hollywood High School. See, driven mom. Hey, driven mom. Lisa knows it more than I do. I was not driving that day, but when I saw this, I go, this is priceless right here.
Oh my God,
and LAPD, you know what the first rule of LAPD is, right? Shoot first, ask questions later. Yeah.
That's the same thing with NYPD.
Yeah, okay. So I was thinking, honestly, this thing will get shot to pieces now, because you know what? It's a dangerous thing. I'm serious. I mean, if a bad guy wants to blow some shit up, right? Load this thing up with bomb and drive the shit and then blow it up. I'm like, cops were like way too casual for this thing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like, I mean, okay. Yeah. I don't know. That to me, that's pretty crazy. They got to have like something in there that like will repel it or like dismantle it or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be pretty interesting to see though what actually unfolds from this, because this is like a pretty big story. And what did the LAPD say after this? Like,
LAPD did not make any comment, but what happened is that what's going to happen with all these autonomous vehicles or these so-called pilot-driven vehicles, food delivery robots, or rideshare autonomous vehicles, this is the problem they're going to have. The technology is there, but regulation, right? When shit like this happens, the city council is going to look at this and they're going to give him some fines, whatever it is. But they should not be, doing this kind of thing. I understand technology is great, but see, that's just one. Imagine if you put like 50 of these on all over the same neighborhood. I mean, there's not going to be room to walk for people with their dogs, man. I'm like, come on, man. Yep. Just because we build it doesn't mean we need it. And trust me. I've been doing, as food delivery last month or so. People are so used to, right, having hand delivered the shit and put it in front of their door. 80% of them are leave it at the door, take a picture, right? So I'm going like, so now this robot is not going to hand deliver shit. You have to get off your ass, off the couch, go all the way to this thing, put your code in. There's the code, by the way. You have to put your code in so the lid pops up, and then you take your food, and then you put the code in, it closes the lid, and it goes to the next delivery. So there is no more of this,
I'm not going to lie, but a couple of people need to get up and actually get their food.
Absolutely. All of them.
Quite a few people need to get up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So there you go. So that was an LA story. And I was like, man, this is interesting. I was like hoping that the real story would have been if LAPD blew that thing up.
That would have been funny.
Pull the Glocks.
That would have been a whole different story.
That would have been hilarious. They just pull the Glocks out and blow the shit out of this thing. I'm like, yeah baby.
All right, well, let's move. That was pretty funny. We got another real funny story coming up soon.
That's the comedy section of the comedy.
Let's move on to something that happened that's really big, and this is the Uber hack. Now, if you're not familiar with this yet, this is a hack that did not just hit one system of Uber. This hit literally their entire network. So from A to Z, from left to right, up to down, the entire network was accessed by this hack. And very interesting once the details started coming out. And it's very few details that have come out. But yeah, if you want to go ahead with this, take this away.
Yeah, I spoke, Joseph Mann, right? Where it says Joseph Mann next to Faiz Siddiqui, who wrote the article. Joseph Mann is the head of cybersecurity at Washington Post, sorry. I spoke to him quite a bit, actually. He called me and I said, I don't know shit about IT, buddy, but it looks like a massive hack. So, and then yesterday, Uber blamed some South American outfit called Lapsos, which has broken into Microsoft, broken into a whole bunch of major names over the last few months. And they're all teenagers, by the way. And the ringleader is supposedly an autistic kid who's unbelievably, he's 16 or 17 in London. So they arrested a whole bunch of people. This is all after that. This is my inside info that I'm giving you guys. And as I said at the start, I'm really, really good friends with, I drive her to LAX actually, with a head of global cybersecurity at a payment company. And you guys can guess who it is. It's the largest payment company. I spoke to her and she said they may have gotten the source code, which is huge problems. But from what we know, which is public, okay, you can search this on your own, is that this hacker got all the vulnerability codes. Okay, Uber has a thing called bug bounty. Every software company has this, right? Bug bounty is there are hackers out there who used to hack and do nefarious things. They have turned into nice people. So they go try to hack into systems and find vulnerabilities in the code and tell the company, and the company gives them money. Like it happened in 2016, right? They paid these two teenagers $100,000 each under the table or over the table, but this is turning into another big issue, by the way. So he got all those trouble tickets, supposedly, right? So now he knows what all the vulnerabilities are going forward with the Uber system, because those were the ones the bug bounty program was working on. So now Uber has to be on their toes. Guess what? I was on Twitter today. I saw a tweet that Uber is hiring head of security all over the country for all their systems. So, obviously there was some weakness somewhere, but then now they're nervous that going forward, if this guy got all the weaknesses of the programs, he can hack in anytime he wants now, because those were the weaknesses that the bug bounty program was working on. So, long story short, it's a massive hack. They are very vulnerable. So if your apps don't work properly next couple of months, they're going to probably blame this thing. And lastly, guess what, Chris? Guess whose trial started this exact same day as this hack took place? I mean, I'm not a conspiracy guy.
It was the 2016 hack issue.
Joe Sullivan, who was the Uber security, where Dara, by the way, was in court this week. He was testifying. And the first thing he said, I lost my trust. That's why I fired him. Bullshit. Because when Dara came in, he cleaned the house, because Joe Sullivan, who was head of global security at Uber, was really tight with Travis. They all wanted to clean out the house, but that's not the story. His trial started on Thursday. And guess when the hack happened? On Thursday. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe there is something to it. I doubt it. But, this is a pretty big hack. So as a driver, what can we do? Hey, man, you know what? First thing I did was change my passcode for sure, because who knows what's going to happen. I mean, look, I don't think Uber said, if you believe what Uber says, I mean, I don't know. Some people may.
Probably, I mean, first off, not only changing your passcode, but you should probably be doing it real regularly at this point, because who knows if they still have access to be able to get in, if they can get in one aspect and then exploit throughout again. So yeah, definitely change your password on anything when it comes to Uber. If you have your email, make sure the password is not the same as your email password. So if that is, then change your email password as well too. Any passwords that you may duplicate, which you really shouldn't be, then change that password as well.
I mean, look, out of security, Uber said no customer data or driver data was compromised. Like High Spy says, hello, High Spy. I think that's the first time I'm seeing you here. I don't believe a daggone thing Uber says. There you go. She summarized it pretty much for me. So I changed my password. This will go on. Uber is not putting everything out, obviously, but according to my friend, who I believe and trust 1,000,000,000% over anything Uber is going to say, she said that this guy took down all the bug bounty reports, all the tickets in the system, and he knows exactly where the vulnerabilities are. And Uber said, oh, FYI, within a day, we patched all those problems. I'm going like, really? You've been working on this for like 2 years. Now you just overnight, you patched it? I'm not buying any of that. So that's the problem. a little hacking issue on the same day as Joe Sullivan's Uber X head of global security's trial started. So I'm like, maybe, he goes like, hey, kids, let's do this. I'm like, I don't know.
Same thing with checking your banking information when it comes to it. Check your, make sure that your accounts are linked properly. Also check for anything irregular when it comes to your bank too, because all that information
automatically change the password. Password is key. And definitely go to MFA. MFA is multi-factor authentication, which Uber did have that, by the way, but then the hacker was really smart. So MFA is like, not only you have a password, but even if you do put the password, it sends a 4 or 6 digit code to a phone that you have attached to that account. So I have it with all my Lyft, Uber, gig accounts. So to me, it's like, definitely have MFA set up as well with Google, whatever it is. And so we'll see where this goes. But that's the hack. And
it's definitely something that will, as more information comes out, we'll continue to bring up and let you know. But again, just be counterproductive or not counter. Just be smart about what you're doing. So pay attention, change your passwords, and do it frequently. Especially, like I said, over the next few months, just because who knows how long this could potentially take. This is something that's going to definitely take months, and it could take even a couple of years to get everything ironed out
until the next hack. Until the next hack. Until the next hack.
It seems like they're getting it every 5 years. So
2016. High Spy says, is there anywhere I can send? Sergio at the RideShareGuy.com. High Spy. You can send me that, but I read pretty much every goddamn thing that's out there on Uber and Lyft. So I'm pretty sure I read it. But you're always driving. There you go. But we have a podcast. You can always listen. So be safe driving.
Definitely.
I mean, don't drive and text, which is what you're doing.
All right, well,
but anyway, send me the article, Sergio at the RideShareGuy.com. If any of you have anything else to say about it, like, do we have the poor New York driver next? Is that what we have, or FTC next?
No, we'll do the FTC next. So we'll just roll right into it. So, this is going to be very, very interesting and telling over the next. I mean, an FTC investigation could take, a little while, but it's going to be interesting. So
well, FTC is the Federal Trade Commission. They look into all kinds of irregularities in pricing and consumers getting up to what. Before you do that, Jerry Santiago, send me some screenshots. He says, make a show about Florida earnings. Look, we have so many ideas to do it, but we don't have enough time. Otherwise, the show would be like 17 days long. Jerry, Sergio at the RideShareGuy.com. Send me some screenshots. Let me see what you're talking about. We may do our test in Florida. By the way, Tampa does have up front. I have 3 drivers in Tampa. You may be the 4th. C. Pauly Drive. I waited for your call, bro. You didn't email me, buddy. I don't even know what you're talking about. C. Pauly Drive. Okay. So FTC, Federal Trade Commission, is looking into injustices, irregularities. Here's their quote. FTC to crack down on companies taking advantage of gig workers. Well, who are gig workers? It's me, you, DoorDashers, Instacarters, and Uber Eats guys, and all the gig economy BS, basically. That includes, by the way, probably Fever and all these other ones. Paul, you didn't call me. You said you're going to call me at 1. Okay. Anyway, FTC to crack down. So they are going to crack down. Now, look, guess who I talked about this? Our good old Professor Sherman. Okay. He says Surge is BS. I go, why? Why, Len? He goes, first of all, when the Biden administration came in, he thought this would have happened right away, 2 years ago, right? Because them being close to unions and labor and all that shit, right? Mm-hmm. He goes, he's very disappointed. He doesn't think much is going to come out of it, right? But maybe, we do our test and we send it to him and see how predatory these algos are against the passengers as well as the drivers. Maybe. And one of our most watched videos was the lawsuit that we had with the 3 rideshare driver United drivers and the legal counsel, which blew up all over the place. So this, Chris, has exactly what they're talking about. Exactly what they're talking about. That's exactly what the lawsuit is about. So I don't know about the timeliness of this thing, but
maybe somebody at the FTC is watching the show.
Yeah, hopefully they look into it and protect the drivers a little bit more. And look, this is not going to happen overnight. I don't think much comes on the federal side that things don't move that fast on the federal side. But the quote, and I put a quote there: "We're fully committed to coordinating our consumer protection and competition enforcement efforts within the FTC, as well as working with other agencies across the government to ensure gig workers are treated fairly." Welcome to the party, Mr. FTC. Do I have some stories for you? But maybe we'll have an FTC, commissioner on our show. We should try to get one. You know what I mean?
That'd be good. Yeah, but if you're asking how is this going to affect drivers, this right here.
I don't think anything is going to happen. To be honest with you, I kind of agree with the.
Yeah, but how it kind of says federal right there. Federal regulator adopts policy statement that seeks to protect gig workers from a power imbalance that leaves workers more exposed to harms from unfair, deceptive, and anti-competitive practices, and it's likely to amplify such harms when they occur. So it's going to have some impact. It might not have the impact that we would like to see, but it just being an investigation could open it up, and then something like that class action lawsuit that they're doing in California, that could potentially, or the beginnings of it, I should say. This could potentially lead into that because the timing is just right there.
Yeah, timing is right there. I mean, the other thing is, in the gig economy, algos rule, right? Algorithms rule. So those algorithms are in nature are written to be anti-competitive. Okay, in nature to be predatory. In a two-sided market that we have the passenger or the consumer or the food, customer that orders food, or the rideshare customer, the rider. These systems, there's a two-sided market. There's a driver and there's a passenger or a consumer. Well, the algos are written to be predatory on both sides. That's the only way these companies can survive and make money. Charge a lot and pay as little as possible. And these algos are beautifully doing that. So to me, if they want to do it, come talk to me. I'll give you some good info, but I don't know. I think look, Biden has how many years to go? 2 years?
Yeah. Supposedly. Allegedly.
Whatever. So, I would have thought this would have happened before, honestly. It's kind of a shame that it didn't. But then again, I'm not a conspiracy guy.
But look at Kamala.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you go ahead and say it. Yeah, Kamala.
Yeah,
who's Kamala Harris, the vice president? And who's the VP, Kamala Harris's brother-in-law?
Yeah, it's who is it at
Tony West.
So Tony West. So there's quite a bit here when it comes to probably why they didn't. But the other thing is, some of the things that the executive branch is doing is seems like it's being rogue. There's a couple of podcasts that I was listening to talking about this particular subject, not this about the FTC investigating the gig companies, but just how they're acting overall. So it could be interesting to see what actually comes about, what happens, and goes from there.
Yeah, I think a buck late, is that what they say? A day late and a buck short. There you go.
Yep. Well, hey, maybe pretty soon they won't be able to have their pie and eat it, or their cake and eat it too. So
yeah, well, you know what? We got to do a follow up on that in about a month or two. Thing is picking up steam. I have news for you. That thing is picking up steam. Let me tell you that. So,
nice. Yeah. All right. Any last things when it comes to the FTC?
No, FTC. No. I think. I mean, it's a good thing they're looking into it. They don't have to look far. They just have to talk to a driver or two, and they'll see what's going on. But look, man, these companies are there. They're fighting for their own survival. I mean, look, they also had this $100 million settlement with Jersey, right? So
Yep.
I'm telling you, man. I mean, these lawyers are busy for these companies, man. They're just fighting all over the place. Every city,
How many lawyers do they actually have?
Oh, it's all outside counsel. It's all outsourced. It's all outsourced.
Yeah, I mean, but how many do they have on their books? Like, we got to pay it out. We got to put it on the books. How many?
First of all,
do they
I guarantee you, Chris, every state they have the top law firm working for them. Okay, they're all on retainers and $500 an hour. I mean, these are not bullshit law firms. Okay, every state, because each state law is different, right? Laws are different in each state to a point. They all have those lawyers, and they have the federal lawyers, like under the FTC. It's like I don't know. I don't know what their legal bills are. Honestly, I don't know.
I know. Driven Mom says, I've seen memes that say the FTC is like an iceberg and the gig economy is the Titanic. I wonder how accurate that will be. Yeah, that would be
accurate according to what Len said.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see exactly what happens. So yeah, that's another thing that is going to be ongoing. This has just started. So as there's updates, as maybe we talk to more people or anything like that too, who may have some sort of knowledge, then we'll continue updating.
Wouldn't our test, if this blows the lid off this case, wouldn't our test be just the one that does it?
Well, that's why we got to get a hold of some drivers with some upfront earnings.
Man.
So
we'll be really famous then. Then we'll be really famous. We'll be the guys that took Uber and Lyft down.
Anybody in and around the Buffalo area, if you want to come and do this type of test, definitely hit me up or hit Sergio up. Let me know or let us know. That way, then we can try scheduling something. Beyond that, if you live in other markets, and we can get a few people in that particular area to kind of do it. But yeah, we definitely want to get down to the bottom when it comes to this machine learning algorithm that they're putting out there. So,
yes, sir.
All right, let's move on to this email.
This is a sad occasion. I think I'm going to let you handle this one because next one is the funny one. So. Okay. I'm just going to say I get emails all over the place, all over the cities, all over the country now. I appreciate it. I thank you guys for all the support. And then once in a while, I got another one today, which I didn't have a chance to send you. That's more horrific than this thing. Oh, now I've become like this Dear Abby kind of a thing, which I want to help these people. Honestly, I want to help these people, but I'm just kind of helpless myself because I don't know what to say about this. So, Chris, you take this one, buddy.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm going to read through this real quick just to let everybody know, especially for those who may be listening on the audio podcast of what's going on. So I'm just going to read through this. We'll share our thoughts, share your thoughts. The big thing when it comes to this is, it happened. So if it's something that's going to happen or could happen similar to you, if you find that situation, it's just good to have that type of knowledge. So it says, here's the email I received yesterday from a New York driver who got assaulted after getting rear-ended with 2 passengers in the car who they had picked up at a hospital. Dear Sergio, I listen to the shows all the time. Love them. Well, thank you, driver, for watching. I admire what you do for us, the drivers. I would describe what happened to me just now and would really appreciate if you'd help me find the right attorney. I am a Lyft and Uber driver. While I was taking 2 female passengers, it's a Lyft ride home from the hospital. The following happened. Standing at a traffic light and a car hit you from behind. After the traffic light changed to green and started driving, the car behind them, the one that hit them, tried to pass them. So they moved aside to let them pass. They stopped next to me and started hitting the car and broke the side mirror. I opened the door to take a picture of the car. Then the attack started. They stopped next to me and started hitting the car and broke the side mirror. Opened the door. They got out of the car, broke my phone, physically attacked me with their fists. I fell a few times. One time they drove off with their car on my hand and the phone. I was punched in the face. I was injured in several places. My phone is broken. I had severe headaches, dizziness, and pain, mainly in my back and side of my stomach. Also, my whole face hurts, especially my jaw. I had 2 female passengers in the car that I picked up. The passengers witnessed the entire assault. So this happened in Queens, 913 at 4:30. So first off, the driver who sent this, thank you for watching, and very, very sorry that this had happened to you. So yeah, this is something. There's definitely a few things that can be done differently. So hopefully, if you do continue driving, driver, then, you know, to take into account. First off, dash camera. Dash cameras are necessary. Not only that, 3-channel dash cameras are becoming necessary. 3-channel dash cam is a forward-facing, interior-facing, what's going on in the car, and rear-facing. If you can add more cameras to the car or sides, that's even better. But this is something where things are becoming, you know, even worse. When it comes to cities like New York City, Chicago, LA, where there's a lot of traffic in a very small area, especially New York City, where, you know, they put bumper guards on the back of their cars because people hit people all the time, whether you're parking, whether you're driving, stopping, whatever it is. It always happens. So yeah, having a 3-channel dash camera in those particular markets is going to be huge. I start recommending 3-channel dash cameras just because, you know, it's in this particular case, that person hits you. Well, guess what? It's all on camera. And that way you can take that to your insurance. You can take that to the police. You can take that to the attorney. You could do a lot of different things with that. So having that type of footage is going to help. The other thing too, don't get out of your car when something like this happens. I mean, if you were pulled over and you couldn't move, you got to try to figure out how you can get out of that particular situation. But don't leave the car if somebody outside the car is agitating. Just try to get away from that situation as quick as possible. Go to you know, a gas station, go to somewhere that's got a lot of people around, go to a police station. There's always police in New York City all over the place. So I mean, depending where in Queens that is, go to a main road or try to. Obviously being outside New York City in different markets, that's why knowing where your precinct offices or precinct locations actually are, knowing where those areas that are having more people to keep you, you know, a little bit safer is going to be. But yeah, so those are a couple of things that I recommend. Don't get out of your car. Have a 3-channel dash camera, and you know, beyond that, when it comes to you know, what you got to deal with and all that, you know,
well, I mean, look,
tough.
this guy's going to lose. You know, the Lyft. That okay? This was on period 3. He had 2 passengers in the car. We talked about that issue picking up hospitals. Okay, I mean, I'm not saying it had anything to do with it. I'm not blaming Lyft and Uber on this. This is just crazy people doing crazy shit. But we talked about, you know, Lyft's kind of, you know, BS thing that we have to pick up at doctors and hospitals. But anyway, so this happened on period 3. Lyft definitely is going to suspend this guy, if not deactivate this guy. Most likely they're going to suspend him until he proves that his car is drive worthy again. Okay, gets it fixed. I don't know what the damage is. He didn't send me any pictures. So I told him I go immediately go file a police report, but I go before then first go take care of yourself. You know, go to the hospital, get checked out. And if he didn't get a video of this, I'm pretty sure the 2 passengers with cell phones probably got a video of this, right? And even if he didn't have a dash cam in his case, so I'm hoping and praying that these 2 Lyft passengers that were in the car, you know, took a video of what happened. And, you know, then I think he has a leg up on the system, but he's going to lose some, you know, income, pretty sure. But, you know, his income is not what he should be thinking about now. You know, this kind of stuff happens all the time. Look, what is the most unsafe occupations on the planet is being a cab driver. It used to be. And now cab drivers got replaced with Uber and Lyft drivers. I mean, it's an unsafe situation. Nobody's forcing us to drive, but shit like this can happen anywhere to anybody. Really. I mean, this was not a passenger that assaulted the guy in the vehicle. This was an outside attack. You know, they beat the crap out of him, ran over his hand and his phone. And I'm like, yeah, hopefully, one of those 2 passengers or both, in this case, Lyft passengers, took a video. And, you know, it's sad. I mean, I got another one today. And I get one of these like 12 of them a week now. I'm like, I don't know how to help these people. Honestly, I don't know what to do. But then I tell them, you know, the first thing, file a police report and you know, take care of yourself first, because health is first. You know, money always comes next. But yeah, it's sad. It's a sad story. But then, you know, stuff happens. I don't know. I guess it's the society we live in, man. Right? You know, you go rear-end somebody instead of pulling over.
Gotta be prepared. So it's one of those things you just gotta. So we wish you a speedy recovery and everything. And then, just, I mean, if you get back to it or other people watching, just try to make those safe decisions and, I mean, when somebody instigates something like that, in the moment, it might be, you want to get out and see what's going on. But at that moment, if they're being continuous, they hit you and then they're doing more things on the side, that at that point, then, that's a situation where it's like, don't get out of the car, stay in your car or try to get out of there as quick as possible. And do what you can. So yeah, again, hope you have a speedy recovery and wish you the best.
Yep.
All right. Let's move on. We have this right here.
Okay. Yeah, well, quickly, we touched on this last week. It looks like GM's Cruise preps for rideshare service launch, eyes $1 billion in revenue. Although GM did not say that to get that $1 billion in revenue, they have to spend $3 billion. So that's a fact, by the way. So Cruise, who had a little mishap in San Francisco when all their cars gathered in, I think it was in some district and blocked traffic for hours until people came and dispersed them all. They got ballsy. Now they're launching in Austin and Phoenix. I'm like, good luck. This is just not gonna work out. I think, again, these cars technically or technologically, whichever way you call it, they're ready, I think, but I don't think the regulators are going to allow it. Every time there's a mishap, every time somebody dies in one of these things are going to get pushed back by 5, 6, 10 years, like it did with Ubers when the one with the safety driver killed that lady. So, to me, just because we build it we need it. We just don't need it. And GM is making it sound like, oh my God, yeah, $1 billion in revenue. But if you do read continuously through the article, the capital costs on these are so high, Chris, right? So this is actually, I'm hoping and wishing that Uber and Lyft gets into this business again. You know why? Because now they have to own the goddamn car. Now they have to actually have a fleet of the cars. Now they have to actually buy the damn things. Now they have to maintain the damn thing.
Set up a subsidiary and then they're like, oh, we're outsourcing it to this company, even though they're the ones who really own it.
Not going to happen. Yeah, not going to happen. So I'm like, good luck to GM. $1 billion in revenue to get that, you have to spend $3 billion. Doesn't look like a good business to me. But hey, man, let them have their day in the sun. That little car, it does not exist, by the way, on the right. That's a mock-up, obviously. But it looks a lot like Zook's car. That looks like an Amazon Zook's lawsuit coming to your way, GM. So I don't know. But hey, man, you know what?
It could just be the picture too that they're using.
I'm not worried about any of this, right? These things are not going to happen until I'm dead and gone. So I mean, it will happen. It will happen to a small degree, but it will not replace rideshare drivers. So don't worry about people. This is just put it up there to make fun of you.
But beyond that, we always want to highlight, different avenues and different side hustles. We talked about the window washer recently. There's some other companies out there, other rideshare companies. Something like HopSkipDrive. This is, for children. So you're transporting children. It's designed for that. You have, a little bit deeper of a background check. But this is definitely another option, another hustle that you can do. And we're going to try highlighting more different side hustles on top of that. So not only just doing Uber and Lyft or, DoorDash or some of these other ones or the main ones that we talk about, but multi-apping truly is where you can make more money and you have less downtime, more uptime. So, we just want to highlight that real quick. But
no, I mean, on this one, by the way, I also put this up because not only as a side hustle, you schedule it, you make good money actually doing this. You're driving kids, no drunks, nobody's yelling at you. Yeah, you may have a couple of unruly kids in the car, but then you're doing it. And this company just raised $37 million in funding. That's September 13th. That's only like a week ago. So Series D means they had a Series A, B, C, and then multi-series funding. That means the VCs, venture capitalist, vulture capitalist, they believe in this, right? 37 million in this time of age where rates are going up and funding for all these startups is dying. That's a whole chunk of money. Because the reason they did that, by the way, they threw the money in there because HopSkipDrive got a contract with LAUSD, which with about 1 million kids, million students. So, yeah, you can do this. And you know what? It's a good side hustle. Honestly, you can make serious money. I mean, you can make 30, 40 bucks an hour. And they're all scheduled, by the way, you know. So, you know, you're driving the same kids every morning to the same school and picking up from school, taking them back home. I think it's a great gig. But and what you said is true, by the way. The background check on this is nothing like Uber and Lyft.
Yep.
It's a federal background check with fingerprints and a drug test. So this is no bullshit, right? Because I think it's great. I'm going to try to sign up, but they hire like 90% women. So I don't know why. Well, I can tell why, but yeah. So that's a side gig for all the female viewers of ours. I think it's a great idea. I'd do it.
Well, not only that, we got another type of side hustle, Sergio. So, would you like to do the countdown click? Now, this is something we're about to show you. Talk to you about. This is something that's actually been around, and when you hear it, you might be like, "Oh yeah, I heard of this," but it's a legit thing. And so, Sergio,
all right, people,
when are you going to become a professional cuddler?
Yeah, my new side hustle.
Yes, you could become a cuddlist. And you can find a cuddlist. That's what they call them.
Yep.
You can become a cuddlist and cuddle with somebody who is sad and needs some cuddle buddies. So this is, you know, it's funny, but it's actual true.
No, this exists. This is no bullshit. I'm gonna sign up. I got the permission slip from the wife, so just the shits and giggles, I'm gonna sign up. I mean, you know. There, look at WeZoom. Yeah. Your wife will absolutely hang you by the you know what, bro. So yeah, this is a real thing. By the way, there were like a whole bunch of them, but this is like the biggest one. One of the top two. Called Professional Cuddle Therapy. I'm laughing. I don't know why I'm laughing. This must be serious shit.
I don't know why you're laughing either, because you know there are some sad people out there who just need a little bit of human touch and. You know, with the lockdowns that we've had, and well, hey, actually, you know, the pandemic is over. I heard. I just heard the other day that in Biden, he said that the pandemic is over, so all lockdowns should be gone.
So what better side gig than this? There you go.
Yeah. So people who, you know, were sad over everything and just need some love, you know, hey, it's a side hustle.
No. This is nothing to do with love. Let's not mix it up.
Yes,
I'm just gonna wear my little purple t-shirt and knock on the door, and you know, I go, hey. So you know, during the signing process, they have an FAQ, frequently asked questions part. So I'm gonna, you know, go through the questions, and then I was like, you know, I go, I've never done something like this. What is the right way to cuddle? I guess whatever comes naturally, bro. I don't know. So if you're like a big husky guy like me with a lot of fat on you, I think I'll be a good cuddler. You know what I mean? Warm body heat.
Sergio there.
Yeah. And, you know, and what is the cancellation policy? Cancellation policy is 24 hours. So I read that. Privacy policy. By the way, there's no training for this, right? So you just sign up and you just knock on somebody's door and you put some cute pictures of you. Obviously, if you're good looking like me, so you're going to have more customers. So I'm going like, okay, I put the best 27-year-old version of me. So maybe, you know, somebody will fall for it. And they make, by the way, up to $80 an hour, Chris. I mean, wow. that beats Uber and Lyft for sure. So,
and you're not driving around, so you're not putting all that miles on your car. You're only driving to the person.
No, but the person you're cuddling could be like 25 miles away. So
yeah, but I mean, you're not driving. You know, the whole thing is you're not putting that miles on your car in terms of like driving around to try to make that same $80.
No, WeZoom. I cannot click the clothing. It's not a G-string. Shut up. So what clothing do I got? Okay. So, and then these were like the more important questions for me, you know. So what's okay, not okay to talk about during cuddle? So my preference is going to be not talk at all unless I'm spoken to. I'm going to be like a perfect little cuddler. I'm just not going to talk until I'm spoken to, you know. Just like my Uber rides. You come in, I say, good morning, good evening. You want to talk? We talk. You don't want? It's a silent ride. Let's get you A to B safely. We're done. Do we have to only cuddle? I'm assuming, yes, we do only have to cuddle, and that's it. What training do cuddlers receive? Cuddlers receive no training. I mean, you do go through. By the way, there is no background check. There's nothing on this. It's not, even a watered down background check like Uber and Lyft. There is nothing. So I'm like, okay. So what is your policy regarding hygiene? I'm like, that's a good question, right? I mean, I'm going to take my shower, but I don't know what happens to the other one. So I'm like, who knows? People have some fetishes and shit. So I'm going to be careful with that one. And what if I become uncomfortable during cuddling, I'm assuming, or want to stop? You stop, no means no. Stop. No means no. Do I have to tip? I mean, it's up to you. Just like, I have a preference, no tip, no trip. So I'm going like, yeah, I would prefer a tip, of course. And the last one that kind of hit me funny was, what happens if I become sexually aroused during a session? I don't know. I'm just kind of, I guess go with the flow. I don't know what's going to happen, right? I mean, shit.
These are just screenshots from the site. This isn't, we can't click them.
No, this is not made up. I didn't make these up. These are from, you guys can go sign up yourself.
You could go on the website and check.
Yeah. Can you click the last FAQ? No, I can't click any of this. It says the logical stuff, we Zoom. It says, obviously, there, see, I'm going to say it, whatever. We're going to get demonetized now. This is not a happy ending situation. Okay. Like Hancock Park, you know what I'm saying? We Zoom. So to me, I'm like, hey man, this is a side hustle. I'm showing you guys how. This is just called Show Me the Money Club. We're showing you the money. You want to do it? Do it. You don't want to do it? Don't do it. I'm going to sign up. If I get a sucker for $80 an hour, by all means, a cash tip is appreciated. So that's it. There you go. Chris, you going to do this?
I'm on the website right now. Where's this FAQ? Oh, found it. Code of conduct.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. Tell me Zoom what it says. Yeah, there you go.
Arousal is a healthier human response to all kinds of things, including touch. It is not a problem in a non-sexual session. The important thing is that neither client nor practitioner or practitioner respond to it in a manner intended to increase arousal. It can be acknowledged or not, and simply allowed to come and go without taking focus.
What the fuck?
So basically, it's saying like, hey, it's going to happen. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You don't have to make it the main priority. And if you want to take it further, you could.
Oh, there you go. High Spy says, now I'm paying for a Cuddler. There you go, High Spy. There you go. I'm that guy. I don't know. And then, okay, so since you have the FAQs open, right? What was the other one? We Zoom, you asked?
I think it was, do we only have to cuddle?
Clothing. No, clothing. What clothing should I wear for my session? There, I think that was.
Please wear something that you are comfortable in. Pajama pants and sweats are popular cuddle wear. A minimum of shorts and a tank top is required for both practitioner and client.
Well, hell, if you're wearing that, then definitely that last FAQ thing is going to happen.
It could be. It could. Well, I mean, I think it might be who you might be cuddling to is going to be whether.
Yeah, Paul.
Or who's cuddling you, I mean.
Okay, okay, you know what? I didn't read do I have to tip? Let's read that one. That's an important thing. No tip, no trip. There you go. Let's see.
Tipping is entirely up to you. It's always appreciated and never expected. No tip, no cuddle.
No tip, no cuddle. Yeah, that doesn't rhyme. But what's going to happen is that, the tips in cash, obviously, and the tip could be, I mean, you want a happy ending, a bigger tip, no tip, no cuddle. There you go. We Zoom. I mean, I don't know, man. We're way deep into the mess already.
Yeah. So, the last question we're going to go over. Do we have to only cuddle? Cuddling takes many forms. Be creative. As long as you are abiding by the code of conduct, it is allowed. Sometimes it looks like massages, playing games, dancing, singing, having a meal, reading aloud to another, or eye gazing, etc. So there you go.
There you go. Fair game. Open the doors. Here I come. Knock on your door. If you see a big guy in front of your door, it's me.
This is another thing that reminds me that there is, and I can't recommend one right now because I don't remember the name of it, but it's like hiring a friend. It's like hireafriend.com or something like that. And essentially it's basically you hire somebody to come and be your friend or hang out and go do something. So you can actually
I get you.
Yeah, this is that's for like actually like going to dinner, for like going to events and stuff like that. That's what it can be for, or playing games and doing stuff like that too.
That's
So
called call girls, man.
show me. Did you see what see Polly Drive? Show me the Cuddle Club.
There you go, baby. That's another one.
That'll be next.
Show me
That'll
the
be
Cuddle
next.
Club. You know, I ran into this, you know, because so you know we did the kid window washer who's making $8,000 a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
And charging $10 a window. If he comes anywhere near my house, I'm gonna shoot him. So I got the idea from there. So of course Google, you know, the algorithm, because I look at a side hustle every day now. I get a different side hustle. Oh, make 40,000 a month, make 8,000 a year, make $3,000 a day. So you know what? We should do a segment every week. Since it's the Show Me the Money Club, we should do a segment of a new side hustle.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, we'll do. I think that's a good idea. We'll do that.
Yeah, there you go. So Cuddlist is the side hustle of the week, people. Last week was window washing, and no startup cost on this. Okay, window washing, you just need like a little Windex and a bucket and water and a mop or some squeegee. This one, you just need pajamas. Boom, $80 an hour. Who's paying you that?
Well, here. This is. You said that there was no training. There is training. Our practitioner complete an in-person or online orientation training course with ongoing mentorship and support as they continue to grow in their practice. If possible, they're expected to attend at least one cuddle party workshop and encouraged to continue to improve their self-awareness and communication skills. We're not able to make promises or guarantees about the quality of your cuddle experience.
Yeah, we don't guarantee your cuddle experience. Like I could crush you or...
Now, I want to can I actually? I just want to know where they're located. Like, is this just in California, or can I do this in Buffalo?
I don't know,
Texas,
but you know what?
Maryland,
If you do professional cuddler on Google, now you're gonna get bombarded because there are so many companies that are doing this. This is the new grinder, Cheeky Chops. This is above Tinder, baby. There you go.
You know, here's the thing. I don't look. You might poke fun at this, but again, this is actually something where people are looking for legit cuddle.
Yes, they are.
Some people just like touch and they can't get it,
you know?
And or they're just lonely.
You know, when people come in your car, they have that little lap dog. It's an emotional support dog, right?
Yeah.
I call BS on that because that dog has no paperwork as an emotional support dog. So I'm going to be the emotional cuddle dog of a person who needs my help. And the pirate says the world has gone to the toilet. Yes, it has. So I was gonna oh my god. Yeah.
Oh no, there is actually a cost for this.
What do you mean?
There is a cost for this. I just clicked on become a cuddleist. There is a cost. I'm looking at it. Pricing and certification.
They take a commission. They take a commission like Uber.
Oh no. Online cuddleist training is $149, one-time non-refundable fee. And a Cuddleist membership by getting your own cuddle profile listed on cuddleist.com is $40 a month or $39.99.
Yeah. So JC Acosta says, guys, what does this have to do with ride sharing content? JC, we did ride sharing content for an hour and 21 minutes. We're trying to have some fun because the one before this story was if you just joined us, we talked about, you know, the poor New York Queens driver situation. So, you know, we have to have some fun, man. What's the world without joy and having some fun and having a few laughters? So don't take rideshare so seriously.
And not only that, the other thing too is, if you're looking for a different type of side hustle on top of, you know, just rideshare or food delivery, there are a lot of different options out there. So, you know, some people might say, hey, I could cuddle. I'm a big cuddle bear and could make some money doing it. Why not? So, hey, that's something that we want to try highlighting other hustles on top of it too.
Yeah.
Because the gig economy is a lot more than just Uber and Lyft and you know, local rideshare companies that are trying to get off the ground and you know, DoorDash and all that. So that's
JC,
where we're really trying to go.
Yeah. JC, my email is Sergio@therideshareguy.com. Email me and ask me whatever question you want because we're gonna go off the air in a minute. I'll answer your rideshare or delivery questions. Okay, how about that? I'll throw you a bone that way, because look, we don't want any unhappy viewers. We do appreciate them all, but we like having some fun. It's not all serious business. And please write it down. Can you write it down for JC? My email address.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay, yeah, that's the last thing. So you can. Okay, don't send me cuddling stuff, because I know it's like at least 10 of you are going to send me some cuddling garbage. So, although actually, please send it. Yeah, that's good jokes. If they're good jokes, that's my email address. Ask me anything you want, JC, and please mention what city you're in. What city you're in?
Let's, we always talk about that. We should do this
Q&A.
Yeah, if anybody's got some questions or anything like that, let's take the last few minutes hanging out in that. Let's get any questions that you might have answered. I did see a question that I got to go back and see if I can.
We zoom. I can put we zooms up. We zoom. I swear to God, you're in Tampa, Florida. Okay, JC, then you're definitely the man I'm looking for, because Tampa has upfront earnings, upfront destination. We're testing the algo. You're going to be part of my group. JC, definitely email me. There's the email up there. I search for snuggle services in New York. Why? You're in LA. Why are you searching in New York, Weezum? And it sent me a counseling.
I think it's because I said earlier, if I can do it, because it's I'm looking at different cuddlers there, and it was showing all these areas.
Here, Paulie said it. It's cuddle, not snuggle. You pervert. We said cuddle, not snuggle. That's why I gave you the mental health services. That's fucked up. Okay, Naples, Florida. Anybody? Okay, do you have upfront?
Have we featured Roadie yet? No, we haven't. We just started doing a couple of different hustles. So we're going to put that as a segment every week now. We're going to talk about some different side hustles and stuff like that.
This is legitimate, bro. This is legitimate. This is legitimate. This was not BS. This is legitimate stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it? It's legitimate. So that's it. What else?
If we could find that one question.
What wasn't the question?
No, there was a question that I saw earlier ago.
Yes, I have upfront fares. There you go. You're going to be part of the test too. We're going to blow these guys up. Send all these videos to FTC, and then finish Uber and Lyft for good. And then start our own fare, rideshare company.
Oh, here we go. Hi Spy said, I have a question for anyone who has some advice. What do you do?
Hi Spy, email me too. We're collecting evidence. If you're in the middle of a ride and you get a request you don't want, edit the destination to the same address, and it kicks. Okay, that's a good one. Sergio set up 10 drivers from LA. We Zoom. I would do it in LA, but we don't have the upfront. We have a range. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know what? We should do it in LA. Why don't we do it in LA?
Completely different. So
why don't we do it in LA?
California.
Yeah, we'll do it in LA. You know what, Cheek? You know what, we Zoom? Me, you, and 8 more drivers. We all have driver accounts and passenger accounts. Screw it. We do it in LA. Why not? First, we all have to get to 10 out of 10, but we have the restriction. You know that, we Zoom. So we all find drivers with 10 out of 10. You know what? I'm going to do it in LA. There you go.
All right. Well, you can try it, and we'll see what the results are. But so High Spy asked, what do you do if someone won't get out of your car at the end of the drop-off location, sleeping drunk?
You know what? I should send you all my pictures for all my passed out passengers. Let me finish with this story. 4 years ago, I picked up a super high multiplier surge before the penny surge in Marina del Rey. Big gentleman. I'm talking big guy. So I pick him up. Nice, friendly guy. Definitely drunk. I go like, okay, where are we going? I'm going to Santa Monica. I'm like, shit, good. Only 10-minute drive. I'm like, no problem. So he gets in the car. 30 seconds, literally, not more than that. Passed out. I'm like, that's okay. He'll wake up by the time we get there. I take him to his place. I'm talking this gentleman is like in the 300+ pound range, okay? So imagine how much he drank, because bigger guys get drunk, not as fast as small guys. So long story short, I get to his spot. He lives in a condo. I go, sir, stop the car, put it in park, turn the lights on, put the windows down. I'm like, come on, bro, let's go. It's surging like shit. Next one. This was like a 3X. I got to grab the next one. Long story short, this guy's not waking up. I'm like, F, 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 M, F, F, F. And then, so I'm going like, okay, my rule number one, rule number last, never ever touch a passenger. Okay. I don't care what they're doing. But then I'm thinking, okay, it's a lost opportunity. It's surging like heck. It's past midnight. I need to make some more money. Hit it when it's hot. I'm losing money while this guy's sitting in the car. But then I don't want to touch him. Plus, even if I touch him, I mean, I'm a big guy, but I'm not going to move a 300-pound mountain out of my back seat. So I give him a little nudge on the shoulder. That's the only touching I'm going to do. He didn't wake up. I'm like, God damn. So what do? 911, no joke. 4 minutes. Santa Monica is great when it comes to that stuff. 4 minutes later, fire truck, cop car, boom, right there. I go like, I'm not an Uber driver. Look at the tag on my window. I gave a ride to this gentleman. He passed out. I don't want to touch him. He goes, sir, you did the right thing. Please stay aside. It took 4 firefighter guys to take him out of my car and put him on a gurney or whatever it's called, the stretcher or whatever. And right when they were about to put him in the ambulance, he woke up. He didn't know where he was, what was going on. So, moral of the story, do not touch your passenger if they pass out in your car. Give him 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes, call 911. Because, look, they may not be drunk. They may be high on some other shit, illegal shit, right? I mean, they could die. I don't know what the heck is going on. Overdose, whatever. So to you, 5 minutes, call 911. Do not go near them, touch them, put all your windows down. Preferably put all your windows down on the way to the destination. Fresh air will wake them up. And that's all you need to do. It's not your job. Do not touch them, because while you're touching them, they wake up. You are in a world of hurt. So there you go.
Yep. I mean, another thing you could do, you could open the door and then just like kind of drive real fast and turn, let them fall out, kind of like an ejectocito. Don't really do that, but I take no responsibility if you do that.
James Bond, boom. Hey, I spy. I have so many pictures. with the selfie camera in the back seat. One is slunched over, the other one is sleeping, the other one is snoring. I'm like, bro, for $6 we don't do this stuff, but
yeah. For me, everybody that passed out in my car was actually able to get woken up just by being loud. Another thing you could try doing is an air horn. I mean, just get out of your car. That'll wake them up. If it doesn't, definitely call the police right then and there.
If that doesn't wake you up, definitely, because they're going to have deaf ears. Yeah.
James got a question right here. Why does Uber suspend me from driving till the background check is complete? Can't they schedule it before it's expired, or required allow me to have to take an unplanned vacation? Yeah, it's annoying when they have to do that.
No, well, you know what though? It probably was on your app, to be honest with you, because about a month before you're scheduled, if you look at your account where it says where your car is in the account tab, it says what you need to get done. Like every 6 months you need to upload a new insurance card, or every year you have to upload a registration card. They give you like fair warning on most cases. Maybe in your case they didn't. Although, what was his name? We had Eddie. Remember Eddie Doyle? Mm-hmm. He was in the middle of a quest, and then they asked him for a background check right in the middle of finishing his quest, and then so
that was Uber's way of not paying out the quests or the bonuses.
Yep. Yeah, that's one way of doing it. So why does Uber earlier? There's a lot of issues going on with background checks. I had a couple of emails last week because of that. They're picking that these background checks are going back a lot further than that used to. You're supposed to go like, I think, 7 years. Like if they find some crap you did when you were like the teenager or whatever, and you had it's on your record, they're showing up now, and drivers are having issues with that. So I hope your forced vacation or unplanned vacation doesn't take too long. But you know what? Like Lyft is really lax when it comes to that, though. Like Lyft doesn't do any of that. I don't remember when it was the last time I did a background check with Lyft.
Well, when I took a while off, and then when I started driving again, they did.
Oh no! Okay.
I did it like 3 days before.
Here, Bear Claws, you're wrong on that one. I'm going to prove it to you. Actually, I'm going to do it after this.
Well, there is 2 different types of background checks.
So there's the app. There's the Uber app. I earned $0 today, obviously. Okay, so I go to, God damn, this camera. Okay, I go to that 496 rating. Then click on account. Okay, this part right here. Click on account where it says vehicle up top. Okay. Click on vehicle on your vehicle. I have 2 vehicles. Never mind on that one. Documents. Sorry. Click on documents. And then it will give you all the documents you need. Okay. Do you see this one? Come on, zoom, you piece of shit.
Well, the screen is pretty bright, so.
Yeah. Okay, right there.
There you go.
See where it says on top, driver requirements, background check. I need to get one done. And then license is done, insurance is done, all that good stuff is done. So, oh, you mean the app? Like, no, actually, the app did warn me. That's how I figured this out. I didn't even know I needed one. About 2 weeks ago, they sent me a warning in the app saying that your background check is coming up. You can do this anytime. That's how I figured it out. Otherwise, I didn't even know. So maybe, in California, rules are different. I don't know what city you're in or what state you're in, Bear Claws. Yeah. So in my app, it did. Maybe California laws are different. Lyft does every year. Yeah, I know, but
Prop 22.
Maybe it could be. I don't know. I don't know. But like, I'm gonna get it actually when I get off the phone. I'm gonna do it. So that's it. Let's
yeah, I'm looking for documents right now. My background check, it just is approved with the green check, so it doesn't have anything.
Yeah, and if you do get the background check done, please tell them to send you a copy of it. Because there's like a little check mark that you check in, like make sure you receive a copy of it. Because to get it from Checker is a lifetime of achievement there. I'm telling you, Checker, you will never get a hold of anybody there. If you think Uber support is bad, Checker support is like triple as bad as Uber support. So yeah, there you go. Had a rider tell me to turn camera off and started getting aggressive. Should have put him out. Yeah, you should have put him out. Not on the freeway, bro. No, you just get off the first exit, pull in the gas station, boom, out of the car. GTFO. You know what that means, road trick, Mike? GTFO? That has happened quite a bit in my career.
Out.
Yeah. So, and you know what? Immediately call Uber support before he even gets out of the car, so he doesn't get the first punch in. You got to get the first punch in. Otherwise, they'll probably deactivate you.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, is anybody who wants the camera off, they're probably a problem. And, I mean, this looks like it was mid-ride already because they were on the freeway. But if this is something where they're getting into the car, then just say, hey, ride's over.
Yeah, you have all the stickers, you have all the warnings on your car outside the car anyway. You're getting in a car with a camera. Shut up and buckle up and enjoy the ride. That's it.
Yep.
Otherwise, I'm like, what's your problem?
Yeah.
So yeah. All right.
Well, let's
we should do a Q&A. Let's do a Q&A.
Well, we already had some, but nobody asked questions. So
yeah. Well, no, I mean like a whole episode of Q&A.
We'll do a whole episode of that soon. But yeah.
And they can ask me, do you know what? They can ask me about how my cuddling sessions went.
Well, you gotta, once you get your profile on there, we gotta get a little screenshot so we can see that.
Yeah. And with my clothing, we zoom. Yeah, there you go. You're too skinny, we zoom. You wouldn't make a good cuddler. You're just skin and bones, bro.
You might like that. Who knows? They might have preferences.
Yeah, whatever
I guess you get to choose who you want.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, guys.
Well, let's wrap this up. Great show. A lot of good topics. Thanks everybody for watching. Again, there's an audio version of the podcast that will be pretty much on every platform. The show is on Tuesdays live on YouTube, and then also Facebook and Twitter. And then also the recorded show will be on the podcast platforms within a day. So this episode will then play, on Wednesday or something at some point. So like I said, if you want to listen to the audio version of one of the shows, you can't make the live, then you can do that, or you can watch the replay of it. Driven Dad, thanks. You guys rock. We appreciate that.
Hey, Tony, and we're going to have the Driven Mom and Dad like in first week of October on, because they're still working on their testing. Driven Dad, you would make a good cuddler with all that beard action you have going on, bro. Think about it. Think about it. I could be your agent.
You could go up like that and like itch your cheek or something.
Put all that, softener or whatever you use for your beard, Come on, bro.
All right, smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. And also, real quick, forgot to mention earlier, Harry's podcast or Harry's interview podcast with John Zimmer, which is Lyft's co-founder and president, is going to be live on Thursday. So we're going to be premiering that then. So make sure you are hanging out watching that. If you're not subscribed already, make sure you do. Turn on notifications so you'll be notified when that video is going to be published. It's about a 40-minute interview. They talked about quite a few different things, including some things that are going on within Lyft, what's happening, some features and stuff that are coming out. I was able to listen to it already. So it's pretty decent. We will have that
very different, right? Very different than DK's
it's
interview.
So much different from the DK interview.
So there was a little bromance action going on there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. Veritas, first time live. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it for coming by, hanging out.
Bromance action. I saw that. They had a picture on Twitter. They were like hugging each other. Did you see that one?
No, I didn't see that.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It's on Twitter. It's public information. I'm not saying anything that's not out there.
Well,
and they were wearing the same shoe.
Oh boy, are they shoe buddies now?
Exact same shoe.
Oh wow,
to the color and brand. I'm like,
I don't know. I'll have to look at that again. But yeah, it was a much different interview from the DK interview. So again, make sure you are hanging out for that, and that will be coming out on Thursday.
Okay.
All right, everybody. This is Show Me the Money Club with Sergio, myself, Chris, and we will see you next week.